Hello everyone and welcome back to another, hopefully, really good screencast. This is on constructions, on right angle triangles. So very, very simply, we're going to use what we learnt from the perpendicular line bisector to our advantage on this one. So we're not allowed to use a protractor. We're going to use the construction methods, which means to draw shapes, angles, lines accurately. And we're going to use the perpendicular bisector, which cuts a line segment right through the middle at 90 degrees. And we're going to use this to our advantage. So here we go. As I say, we're going to use a compass and a protractor. So this is what they look like. We do our line bisector. We might need to extend those lines through, and then we create that right angled triangle from that information. And it really is as simple as that. So we're going to do the first one together. So it's about you following along with me. And then I've got another one. Then we've got the quiz question to follow. So let's do this one together. We're going to go over to my other camera to start this now. So what we need to do to start these questions is we need to draw our perpendicular line bisector through a line. So I know that my question states I need 8 centimeters, but I'm not going to worry about that just yet. I'm just going to have a nice, let's say 6 centimeter line. So it's nice and easy for me. And let's go 8 centimeters. And well, actually, let's stick to 6 centimeters. My first thought. Always stick to your first thoughts, everyone. So we're going to go to 6 centimeters. Hopefully you can see that. I know it's a little bit small. And I'm going to follow what I've done before. So I'm going to make sure that my compass is over top or over halfway and sweep through. Okay, might just have to go a little bit further down here. Okay, and then flip over without touching, making sure it's right on the end of that line and nip through there. Okay, and then I'm going to draw that line bisector through there. Now I'm just using the pencil on my compass. You can do that, but just remember in between we don't want to have, we want it to be as accurate as possible. So now that we've got this, we know that this angle is 90 degrees here. And all I now need to do is extend these lines through. So if I make sure I've got it on the right one, I had it on inches there. So I'm going to measure from that line and I'm going to run that through. So I want it to 8 centimeters. Again, I've got to be as accurate as possible. Okay, make sure it runs through on an exactly flat line. And then the same thing goes for here. So I want it at 7 centimeters. So I can line up that line so it's equal to that. Whip that through, and then I just connect up the two lines. So make sure that we've got that at 7, yeah, so it's right at the top there, and then just connect up those two lines there like that. The last thing is, do not forget to label up your new shape here as well, like I have there. You should be right without that as well, but it's just a good practice to go and do that. Make sure you've done that. Okay, so that is the first one. I've done that along with you, so hopefully you've gone along with me. Now the next one you need to do, pause the video, come back and see if you've got it correct. Okay, so hopefully you've had some time to do that now. So I'm just going to place down. I'm going to go through the same process. Now, this is a bit of a longer line here and a bit of a long one, so I need to give myself a bit more space. But I'm going to start with a slightly longer line this time. I'm going to go for 8 centimeters. Here we go. Now, you might have gone for something a little bit longer or something a little bit shorter, but I'm going to go for that 8 centimeters. Okay, get down, make sure that my compass is set to over the halfway mark. And then flip it around, making sure I don't change the aperture of the compass. Okay, line up my lines. Now, on this one, I'm actually going to sort of not cut a corner, but I'm going to try and make sure that I've got a nice long line that goes through, so I don't have to extend the line if it comes to it. Okay, so there we go, and I'm going to go for the 10 centimeter along here. Now I'm just going to line it up 5, so I'll be going to 15, but that's just to ensure that I've got a nice accurate straight line. There we go. And now I'm going to measure 13. So I'm going to put 13 here and then just go up until I hit 0 on that line. And I'm getting pretty close. I hopefully have gone far enough. Yes, I have. Just there we go. You can see there that's 13. And through there. Now, it's really important that we leave those construction lines. So I've left my lines here with my perpendicular line bisector, but I've actually gone over on the top and the bottom as well. But that's absolutely fine and normal. So last step is to just label up our new triangle there, and we are done. So now it's time for the quiz. Good luck with the quiz. Back to you. Okay, so it is time for the quiz now, and we can see up here that it clearly says, please draw to scale the following right angled triangle. Also tell me what the length of X is. Please leave all your construction lines. So you need to pause the video, give it a go, come back and see if you've got it right. So here goes our answers now. So first up, we should have bisected that line through there. Now I've pre-done this, so all of my length should be pretty good. We just make sure that that bottom line is 12 centimeters, which it is. Then we're going to measure that top line to 8 centimeters, which it is. And then we're going to connect the two together. Okay. So that last step was to connect those two together. You can see that I'm slightly over at the top. And this is why we have these 2 decimal places answers. I've got that as 14.7. I've actually drawn it out and I came in at about 14.6 or 14.5. So anything between 14.3 and 15 I would be probably happy with. So there you go. If you got 14.7, that would be awesome. But if it's a little bit less, a little bit more, you're absolutely fine as well. I'm sure you've done absolutely fantastic on that screencast. I'm sure you've arguably enjoyed yourself on the screencast. But until next time, it's been an absolute pleasure.